I have read 100 books. Here are my favourites. Morning. It's Friday 30th of January. I thought I would sit down and film a little bit of this video now. I really want to do a book video. I'm an avid library user. Into the mic. Okay, I sing this into the mic. This was my first ever fantasy book pod. I just love it so much. So it's one of them. Now that I'm saying it, I actually really like it. I've been using my watch as like a monitor for what you guys are seeing right now, and it's not connecting. So I'm just gonna hope for the best. I hope this is okay. It's 7:30 in the morning currently. Those of you who watched my last video, which was a fun days in the life in Guernsey little vlog video diaries, I spoke a little bit about books and that was really fun. So I wanted to do a proper book video copying Hayley Pham, Destiny Sidwell, and Sarah Caroli, if that's how you pronounce their names. In Canada, it'd be such a fun hobby. I still don't really know how to make videos casually, so I'm trying my best. I've written down literally everything that I want to say so I don't miss anything. So first of all, I have read over 100 books since November 2023, and that may not seem like loads, but that's not my aim. I thought a cute little video to get you all caught up was to do a I have read 100 books. Here are my favourites. Exciting. Okay. I knew nothing about reading really, and I remember in 2014, obviously I read at school and stuff, but in 2014 I read The Fault in Our Stars like 4 times because a holiday that we went on, the Airbnb, or was Airbnb a thing back then? It was someone's apartment that we were staying in. It had no Wi-Fi, so I read The Fault in Our Stars 4 times and I loved it. I loved reading, but I knew nothing about what books to read, how to find out what books to read. Fast forward to age 24 and I find Hayley Pham's YouTube through Ryan Trahan, because Luke and I loved and still do love watching Ryan Trahan's videos. Hayley Pham reads like so much, so I used her videos and I had to look at the books that she read and the ones that she rated highly, and then fast forward to now and I still love to read. So first of all, with this video I'm gonna have to edit pictures of the book here or here somewhere, because I'm an avid library user. I've been moving around a lot lately with traveling, moving to live with Luke, and now we're going to be moving to Canada in March, so I couldn't buy any books. And because I've been using the library this entire time, I'll have to put pictures of the books up or hold them up on my iPad, because I got to go to work in half an hour. I thought I would start by showing you guys my fable, because that is where I tracked all of my books, and that is how I'm not gonna remember every single book that I've read. I put them all into this app. iPad kid, right? I'm using my phone to record. So I guess I'll record my screen. I'll go through all of my lists, show you guys how I organize my books. Depending... Oh my god, it zoomed out. When did it do that? Okay, I have no idea when it zoomed out, but hopefully it wasn't too long. If it was, then I'm sorry. I'm just gonna record my screen. Anyway, repeating what I said before because it zoomed out. I don't know how to record my screen on my iPad, so what I'm gonna do is go through it and then listen to it after I've recorded and screen record on my phone. So I hope everything matches up. Sorry, this is like my second video. So first of all, in here I have my want to read list, and at the top Fable gives you your spotlights, so the books that you want to get to soon, I guess, or your most anticipated reads. So I've got Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, which is currently borrowed from the library. I need to read that. The Bright Years, Poppy War, which I have on hold on my Libby app, but I suspended the hold because I still have other books to read. A Darker Shade of Magic, and The Second Death of Locke. And then these are the rest of my want to read. I have 134 books currently. I might have added more by the time I record on my phone. So yeah, I have quite a lot of books that I want to get through. A lot of them are books that I've seen in one of the 3 YouTubers that I mentioned before. Sorry, I keep looking at my watch. I'm just making sure because I have the screen on my watch so I can see what you guys are seeing, and I'm making sure it hasn't zoomed out again. I add books that I like the sound of that Sarah, Destiny or Haley, my favourite book YouTubers, talk about. So it's quite full, and some of them I look at and I'm like, I literally don't even remember what that one is about or when I will ever read that, but I don't have the heart to get rid of it, which I hope that has given future me enough time to record the want to read list. Moving on to the currently reading. Right now I'm reading Hamlet by Shakespeare because the new movie came out called Hamnet. And I think Hamnet, correct me if I'm wrong, is a book by someone else inspired by Hamlet. But I wanted to read Hamlet first. I've got my finished list, obviously. I have read 114 books overall, but that also includes audiobooks that I've listened to because while I work I like to listen to audiobooks. Everyone uses Goodreads, but I prefer Fable because not only the design of the app is much cleaner in my opinion and easier to use, but also because you can have so many custom lists. Correct me if I'm wrong if Goodreads has that. So I have loads of different lists that I have made. I probably went a bit overboard with it, but I have top wants, which is kind of like the top row of the want to read, but I've put more in. I've got 7 at the moment, but my top wants are currently Hamnet, like I said, Little Women because of the movie on Netflix, also because it's a classic and I'm loving reading classics at the moment. Thief of Night, which is the book 2 from Book of Night. Butter, because I've just seen it everywhere. A Darker Shade of Magic, Bright Ears, and On Writing by Stephen King. I can't find it anywhere to read, which is the only issue with only reading from libraries and library apps is sometimes I can't find the book anywhere. And then I have my current TBR. This is books that I have borrowed from the library that are waiting to be read or that I have on my Apple Books app or my Kindle app. So that is, at the moment I have Strange Houses and Dark Matter as you've seen. Ninth House I have on my iPad, Flawless I have on my iPad, I soft DNF that for the time being. Vengeful, I think I have that on BorrowBox, and Serpent and Dove I have that on my iPad. By the way, I use my iPad as a Kindle and I have the paper-like cover on it, which is really nice. So the next list that I have made on Fable is classics to read, self-explanatory. I just really want to read these classics. I've heard so much about them. They're free as ebooks on Fable. And then I have my soft DNF'd books. When the Moon Hatched, I started when travelling and just didn't have the brain capacity for all of the world building, so I've just put that aside for now. I don't know whether I'll go back to it. Skyshade, I've just forgotten what happened in the first couple books. Flawless was just really spring summery, and right now it is rainy winter and I like seasonal reading, so I'm gonna pick that up again soon. This is when I get really intricate. Currently listening to. I did have one on here just now, but I've just removed it because I finished it. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks while working. I like to differentiate whether I'm reading or listening. Continuing on to reread, which are books that I read at school or have read before and I want to reread. I don't know how to explain that so much, it's pretty self-explanatory. Narnia, The Witch and the Wardrobe, because we read that at school. Boy and Striped Pajamas we read at school, and Of Mice and Men we read at school. And then Six of Crows I've read and I really liked. I also would reread Crooked Kingdom because I think that one was better than Six of Crows, and Book of Night because of Thief of Night. So next is very intricate, half read, half listened, books that I have half listened to the audiobook, half read. This does not change it from my reading goal. I count these as reads. Put funny story here in half read, half listened. I don't actually remember reading that. And I'm gonna get rid of that. Oh, I just realized recording this, you won't see that. I've just removed it, so it won't be in the future recording. Almost finished. We have finished audiobooks, quite a lot in here, and I just remember every single one. And then I have a lot of self-help books at the bottom and biographies. Intrigued. Books that I'm intrigued by. I don't know how to explain every single one. It makes sense on their own. I have a few in here that I've seen in YouTube videos or on Fable, scrolling Fable. I don't know whether Fable really counts as social media because I mentioned in my last video that I've quit social media, but I still use Fable. Does that defeat the point? I don't know. But I have a few here that I'm intrigued by. Some that I'm looking through now I'm not too sure. I don't really care about them anymore. The last but not least, Libby, and these are books that I have looked through my want to read list and I found them on Libby. So if I really want a quick find, I'll look through this Libby list and I'll know that I can get these either now or put them on hold. Again, some of them I'm not really interested in anymore. It's quite interesting to see, like for example right now, Darker Shade of Magic is on Libby and Vengeful. I actually didn't know that, so that's exciting. So that's my Fable lists. I love this app so much. I track all. Sorry if the angle's different, I pressed stop record by accident, but what I was saying was I track all of my reads in here. This is literally what I do with my time. I'm gonna sneeze. Into the mic. Okay, I sneezed into the mic. I forgot what I said in the last clip. I think I basically said this is my favourite app. I track all of my reads in here. I also track all of my reads in Notion, but I'm going to show my Notion in another video, I think, or in another clip. Fable also gives you stats of things that you've read with favourite genres and how many days you've read in a row and things like that. So I'll show that in the next clip. Right now I have to get ready and go to work as it is 8 AM on the 30th of January. I actually start at 9 AM on Fridays. So yeah, I'll see you in the next clip. It's the week later, raining again, but it's nice and cozy and the perfect environment to tell you guys my favourite ever books. Jumping right into it because I have to go to work soon. I can only film on Friday mornings at the moment, but I have some holidays soon, so hopefully I can smash out a couple video clips then. No time for a cup of tea, unfortunately, so we're doing this. What I count as a favourite ever video is obviously a 5-star, but also some 4 stars, I guess. Basically a book that I feel, it sounds really dramatic, but changed me or changed my way of thinking, got me really excited, a book that I would reread over and over and over, or I have done. To start, my first favourite book, I'm gonna use my iPad to hold up like the cover of ebooks or find the images on Google, but the first one, I can't hold it. I hope you can see. I don't know how to tell if you can see it. Okay, you can see it. The Painted Man or The Warded Man by Peter V. Brett. Oh my god, so this was my first ever fantasy book that I read. I literally just found it in the library and it sounded really cool. Basically, there's this guy, I'm really sorry if I forget any details because I think I read this in 2023. It's a guy called Arlen. I've forgotten his surname, which is really sad, but he basically has a troubled upbringing and then there are these demons that break into the world. I'm probably butchering this. Like, if I had the physical book, I could be reading the back right now. He basically bites demons. Demons take over the world, basically, and there's a lot of anguish, there's a lot of death, there's a lot of fighting. Arlen goes through a lot. He has this massive transformation, this life-changing experience. And then there's book 2, 3, 4 and 5, and 2 follows another character at the beginning and then other things happen. I don't want to give it away. Book 3 was the most boring to me. It was just a really, really long journey. Oh no, sorry, that's book 5. And some other books are quite chunky, but they're so nice to just sit with, especially if it's weather like this. So I really recommend this series. I could have literally tapped on it and then I would have been able to hold it up like that. So these are in no order because I have to rush this because I have to go to work soon. I'm sorry about rushing videos. I'm in Guernsey right now. This is how my routine is. Okay, I just accidentally deleted my second favourite. Not my second favourite because, like I said, this is in no particular order. But the second book that I was going to talk about, I just deleted off my iPad. I think I can re-download it, it's fine. But anyway, very blurry photo. Powerless. I really hope you can see this. If not, I'll put a picture up as well. So there's a lot of controversy with this book. A lot of people saying Lauren Roberts, the author, copied The Red Queen. I need to give that one a read and judge for myself, but purely based on reading experience and the story, I really, really loved it. I read this 3 times and listened to it. Oh my god, I just love it so much. It's just everything that I love in a romantasy, I guess. There's teasing, there's yearning, there's cat and mouse chases. The second book is called Reckless, and I loved that just as much, if not more. But I say this one because this is one that started it all. Literally rereading it just makes me feel so comfy, and I love it. I love it so much. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Next is a book that I read in 2024, I believe. I'm intrigued to see if I read my favourite books again, whether they'll still be my favourites, but I remember this one so vividly. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Ignore the tabs on the top. I literally read this book in one whole day. I was living in Sydney at the time, and I literally remember being sat on the couch outside in my auntie's garden, and I read this in one entire day. It was so captivating, so magical, so thought-provoking, and I love it. Book of Night by Holly Black, another favourite. I really loved the ideas behind this book. It was so unique, and I loved the characters as well. Again, looking back, I think it's quite YA, and at the moment I'm not really enjoying YA books. If I reread this again, maybe for like the nostalgia when I first read it, I think I might like it again. It's basically about shadows have their own consciousness and beings. Oh my god, this book, The Dark by Emma Horton, so good. Someone who goes to, really sorry for these vague descriptions, she goes somewhere snowy, the Arctic or Antarctica, and they have to do some research there. Obviously they're locked away, they can't leave, they can only get picked up like once or twice a year, and then there's a murder. So it's one of them. And I forgot to mention as well, it's just always dark there because of where they are in the world. So constant darkness, a murder mystery. It's like Among Us. The Institute by Stephen King. This was my first ever Stephen King book, and oh my god, it was like Stranger Things. These kids who have powers. Basically Stranger Things vibes. It's so good. It follows the characters. I really got attached to the characters. I was so invested in the story, and yeah, as soon as I read that, I was like, this is what people mean by Stephen King as one of the best authors. There are so many. I think I'm going to continue by putting pictures of them up. I really like holding it up and then looking at it as I talk about it. So the next favourite is Fourth Wing. I reread this. I think I re-listened and reread, or either or, and it wasn't really my taste right now, but for the nostalgia and like how magical it was when I first read it, it is one of my favourite books. You would have heard of it. It's Fourth Ring by Rebecca Yarros. So good. Dragons, a school for dragon riding or scribing, or I think there's a couple other subjects that you can learn. There's a girl who is being forced to be a dragon rider by her father, but she wanted to be a scribe like her mother. It's really dangerous to get into the school. You have to do like an initiation type exercise, and then she has a rival, Xaden, and yeah, it just goes from there. Now that I'm saying it, I actually really like it. I really enjoyed it. And then there's also Iron Flame, which I haven't reread or re-listened to because it was really long. And then there's Onyx Storm. I loved Onyx Storm. I read it when I was in the Philippines, and we were really tired after a whole month of traveling, so we just got an Airbnb and I just laid on the couch and I read that book. Tomorrow, Gabrielle Zevin, my first ever literature book. It is quite interesting because when I first read this I was like, oh, interesting genre. There's no like dramas, there's just following the characters along their days. And then sorry, I sneeze every single morning, I don't know why. It follows this group of people who make video games. It's a really nice book. The Shining by Stephen King. And I'm going to also include Doctor Sleep because it's the sequel to The Shining. I don't even need to say anything. It's a famous book for a reason, and then the film was really good too. So good. If you haven't read The Shining and you've heard so much about it, read it. I want to read it again. Doctor Sleep as well. Doctor Sleep isn't spoken about as much. So imaginative. Oh, so excited. The Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. This series changed my life. I'm sorry for being dramatic, but it did. There are 8 books in it, and there's a tandem read in it too, so that was like a really cool challenge to do. I forgot to mention that I did that with Powerless and Powerful. Anyway, I tandem read Power of Dawn and Empire of Storms. Amazing series, incredible. It was such a challenge to get through all of those books. Some are quite thick, and in my first full year of my reading journey, this was just so cool. Air of Fire is when everything kicks off, everything changes, the world that you know it changes. Is that the saying? Oh my god, I loved it so much. I loved all of the characters. I was so attached to all the characters. I think about them now like they're real. I miss them. Moving on. The Exorcist by William... I could hold the iPad up here and I'm not looking down so much. The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. I was in Jersey, which is the sister island to Guernsey, and we went to Waterstones, and I said to Luke, choose a random book for me and I will read it. At first he chose Lord of the Rings, which I do want to read one day, but they're just like quite daunting. So I told him to choose another book. And then he chose the Lovecraft mythology. It was really thick, like a Bible, and I was like, does sound interesting, but please just give me a book that I can read. Then he chose The Exorcist, and I was like, great, thanks, a horror. But I was actually scared, and the fact that words on paper could scare me, and then the film after. Next. Oh, the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I loved this series so much. I think I read the entire series in 1 week or 1 month. I think it might have been a whole month. I loved the characters. I loved the world building that she did. I loved the story as well, and the side plots of romance. Oh, and then Luke and I watched the series after, which they also mixed in Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, which is also another favourite of mine, so we'll talk about that too. It's just so good. Really, I keep saying imaginative, really creative how the directors and creators of the TV show merged them. I really enjoyed that, because I really wanted to show Luke Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom too, so that was like a really cool way of doing it. Which brings me to my next favourite, which is Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Crooked Kingdom, in my opinion, was better than Six of Crows, but pushed through Six of Crows to get to I love, it's usually books are like a main character and then maybe another main character and then a lot of side characters. But this one had 6, I think, main characters, and they're equally as important as each other and equally as unique as each other. And it's heists, found families. I really love it. I need to reread it. Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. I reread this duology. I think I reread both of them, or I reread Heartless Hunter to read Rebel Witch. Oh my god, forbidden love, miscommunication. Some people don't like the miscommunication trope, but it made the stakes high. It's about a witch who is hiding in plain sight and a witch hunter. Need I say more? One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, and the sequel, which is Two Twisted Crowns. Loved these. So gothic, so dark, perfect for the winter time. I loved the magic system. It was like playing cards. The main character does a card wrong or does a forbidden card or something like that, and now she has a being in her head called the Nightmare, and it's slowly taking her over. Really unique. I recommend. Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and then the sequel to that, which is Ruthless Vows. It's all about this war between two gods. There's a magic typewriter that main character finds, which somehow connects to another magical typewriter. She's writing these notes and then getting notes back, and then they have a bit of a romance through these letters, and she doesn't know who the other person is. But then who it turns out to be is like, they go onto the front lines in the war to write about it in the paper. Yeah, it's magical, it's high stakes, it's about war, there's rivals in it, there's romance. It was really good. I will also mention, it wasn't my favourite, but Wild Reverence is also in that world. I think it's actually before all of that happens, so if you really like that, try Wild Reverence too. Unfortunately, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't a 5-star. Ooh, I'm going to mention Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I only rated this a 3-star. I don't really know why, but when I look back, maybe because I read it in the summer and it's based in Canada, which is where I'm moving to. But I don't really like romance books usually, but I really enjoyed this. It was really heartwarming, and I really liked the location, the setting of it. And I rated Scythe by Neil Shusterman a 5-star. I haven't really thought about it since reading it, not gonna lie, and I also didn't read the very last book in the series, which is fine because I don't think it's needed. I think it's like a spin-off type book. Ow, I'm sat on my feet and they really hurt. It zoomed out again. I don't know how it's doing that, but I'm gonna leave it anyway. Why is it doing that? But yeah, Scythe by Neil Shusterman was really interesting. It's like set really far in the future. There are these scythes that take control of the population of the world because death is no longer a thing. Humans have become immortal. So there's a lot of corruption and people who are scythes who are doing it for the wrong reasons. And thinking back now, I get why I rated it a 5-star. Yeah, I get it. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. Unfortunately, I could not find a physical copy of this book in any library or library app, so I had to listen to it on an audiobook while working, so I don't feel like I got the full effect of it. But even while listening to the audiobook, I loved this so much. Just fates and the darkness of the fact that every time they met in a different life. So just to explain, this book is about this couple, and they're destined to kill each other, or one's destined to kill the other in every life that they have. And her memory is like wiped, and maybe both of their memories are wiped, and then slowly throughout their new life, when they get used to everything, they remember, and it's like, you have to kill me. And she's just like so upset and begging, like, why does this have to happen? Why? Because they actually fall in love. Or maybe both of them turn up as different people each time, so she'll fall in love with someone and then she'll be like, are you actually here to kill me? Like, I want to reread it, like actually read it this time, because reading is different to audiobooks, for me at least, and I loved it as an audiobook, so how much am I going to love it while reading it? I'm going to mention The Fault in Our Stars. I've put it on my app here that I read it in 2014, which I did, but I remember loving it, and I read it like 4 times, so yeah, Fault in Our Stars, obviously. Babel by R.F. Kuang. So clever. She's so smart. It's like dark academia. I love language as well, by the way, just interrupting myself there. Like, I love language so much. I'm learning Japanese at the moment and I only want to learn more, but I'm trying to focus on one at a time. I'd love to learn Spanish. I'd love to learn French. I would love to learn Korean. So that's why I love this book so much. It's about language as the magic system. It's kind of bugging me that it's quite zoomed out, so I might fix it. If it does it again, no biggie. You guys can still see me. You guys can still hear me. Anyway. Yeah, the magic system was so interesting. It was like pairing different words from different languages so that they mean something similar, and then that is the power that happens. So fire in one language, hot or flame in another, put together makes something explode. I might have explained that so badly, but in the forefront of that, there's also a lot of topic about colonialism. Very important topic for me to read about because I'm white. It just really opened my eyes. It made me really feel for the characters. I cried at the end. I loved the characters so much. Such a powerful book. Like, I think I put in my review that this is more than a book and everyone needs to read it. Okay, next. My first book by V.E. Schwab, which is now my favourite author, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I'm just living the book again right now. These 3 vampires in different timelines. It's very character driven book. It's very slow paced, which is why I love it. Some people rated it low because it was so slow, but I think you need to go into it expecting slow, expecting to sit with the book, expecting to follow along the journey with the book. It feels like real time. It's not that slow. You know what I mean? It was just so good. So good. I want to explain more, but I don't want to spoil anything. It's basically about 3 vampires. One of my favorite books ever. Like I think that was my first ever 6-star book. Oh my god. No, I'm getting like even better. I think because my favorite books at the bottom of the list. When I first started this clip, it wasn't in order, but then I went into Fable and I was scrolling from the bottom, so then it started becoming in order from, I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember looking back, but from a certain book it started becoming in order. I think that's why I'm getting really excited, because now it's becoming my current taste in books. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by, again, V.E. Schwab. Oh my god, I cried. I bawled my eyes out. It's about this girl who is being forced to marry somebody and she really doesn't want to. So there's some side story as well where I think it's her gran that she speaks to about these gods that can grant your wishes, but you must not make wishes after dark because then they're not gods, they're demons. So she's begging and begging for more time because she doesn't want to marry this person, and it gets dark. And then obviously a demon answers instead and makes her It's just so sad. It's so sad. I won't say anything else that happens. You need to figure it out for yourself. And then The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, the same author that wrote Two Twists of Crowns and One Dark Window. Yeah, this one was so good. So gothic again. I love the vibe. It was so unique as well. When you've read so many romanticises, it can become quite samey, but this one was cold, it was twisted, it was magical, it was ancient. It gave me Elden Ring vibes, if you've ever played Elden Ring. Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I actually didn't put this as a 5-star, but looking back I think it should be like a 4.5 at least. I made it a 4. Another V.E. Schwab book, gothic, creepy. It's about this girl who is mute and she sees ghosts, and she's at this girl home because her parents gave her up, so she really wants to find out who her mum is. She has these notes from her mum. The girls at the all-girl like boarding school or home aren't very nice to her. She gets a letter saying that she can come back home to Gallant, but then in her mum's diaries that she reads it says to stay away from Gallant. So we figure out why, and we figure out what she does, and we figure out how she sees ghosts and the mysteries of Gallant. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. If We Were Villains by Emma Rio. This book's so good. So this book made me want to read Shakespeare, and these like types of books that I have been reading really made me want to read classics, and they've got me really into literature. Like, they're really framing my reading taste, really shaping it. We Were Villains by Emma Rio is basically about these students who go to a college primarily to study Shakespeare. Their Shakespearean world gets blurred with the real world. There is yearning, there is darkness, there is murder mystery, pride at the end, I'm pretty sure. I want to read this again. Don't get me wrong, at the start it starts slow. Push through it. I almost DNF'd it at the start. If I DNF'd it, I would not be who I am today. Next is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I think every book by V.E. Schwab is just going to be one of my favourite books. This one is so good. It's basically about these kids at school, 2 boys who are best friends. One of them has a really interesting theory about it's like life after death or like surviving death or something. I don't know why, I can't remember. I think it's because I couldn't find this as a physical book while I was looking for it, so I listened to it, and then I found it as an ebook on BorrowBox, and then I like reread the parts that I listened to. Some of it is a blur, which I need to reread it then, but it's dark, it's twisted, it's about villains, what makes evil evil, and when does it change from good to evil, and that kind of theme. I love the way V.E. Schwab writes. I love the way she describes characters. I love the way she makes things so dark and so twisted. It makes you get the creeps. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. My second classic. My first was Pride and Prejudice, but that's not on this list because it was my first classic, so I didn't really understand a lot of it, but then I watched the movie and I loved the movie, so I might rewatch it. But Wuthering Heights, I understood a lot of it, so I was so happy. Looking forward to the movie. I've heard a lot of, not like people aren't happy with the premise of the movie, but I'm gonna see. Macbeth by Shakespeare. I read this at school, and because of If We Were Villains, I wanted to read it now again. It was really good. I mean, it's famous for a reason, right? It's Shakespeare. And Hamlet by him too. Recently just read Hamlet. Really difficult to understand because of the Shakespearean language, but I'm glad I read it. I'm ready to read Hamlet. I believe Hamlet is inspired by Hamlet. I'll figure it out when I read it. So, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that all in one clip. I'm so happy. They're my favourite books out of the 100+ books that I read since 2023. Technically since 2014, because I also included The Fault in Our Stars, but I love these books so much. I really recommend you read these books if you have the same type of book taste as me, which is, I started with being primarily a fantasy reader, I was about to say romantasy, and then it's kind of formed now into gothic, character-driven literature subplot of romance or fantasy. Some classics too. V.E. Schwab is my taste in books. I just love these books so much. They've like kind of framed who I am. Now that's quite dramatic, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm gonna go to work now and reminisce on these books, and I'm gonna hopefully find some new favourite books. An update, I read Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. That was up there as well. I'm gonna watch the movie. Really twisted my mind, twisted my sense of reality. I just played Life is Strange Double Exposure. Going into a mind-bending book after a mind-bending game was so perfect timing. So let me know if we share any of these books. I'm gonna make this video public when I've moved to Canada, because I generally love to read and I'd love to make friends who also read, and I don't use social media, so I don't really know how I can connect with people over books. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know what else I would do for this video, so this might be the last clip. If it's not, see you in the next clip. If it is, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.